Hi there. Let's talk about decisions. Those seemingly tiny choices that shape our days, weeks, and even our lives. Whether it's deciding on a career move, handling a tough conversation, or just figuring out what's for dinner, it can feel overwhelming. Here's the kicker. Many of us think we're making decisions when we're really just reacting. But what if you could stop running on autopilot and start making decisions that align with your goals, values, and future? Today, I'll share transformative ideas from Clear Thinking by Shane Parrish. These insights will help you see decisions not as obstacles, but as opportunities. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to approach life's challenges with a fresh, clear perspective. Let's get started. Let's start with a truth that most people miss. Not all choices are real decisions. A choice happens when you react without much thought. Maybe it's habit, emotion, or just convenience steering the wheel. A decision, though, is deliberate. It's the result of pausing, reflecting, and intentionally weighing your options. Think of it this way. When you're on autopilot, life is happening to you. But when you decide with intention, you're taking control of your story. Neil Peart put it perfectly. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Here's something to reflect on. How often are you letting your habits or emotions make the call instead of taking a moment to decide? The next time you're tempted to react, stop and ask yourself, is this choice aligned with the future I want? That simple pause can change everything. We've all been there. You're scrambling to fix a problem, and the solution feels like a win until the problem comes back. This happens when we solve symptoms instead of digging into the root cause. Let me tell you a story. An animal shelter in Los Angeles faced a heartbreaking issue. Too many dogs were being surrendered by their owners. Most shelters would focus on adoption campaigns, but not this one. Instead, they asked, what would have to be true for fewer dogs to be surrendered in the first place? What they found was surprising. Many families couldn't afford pet food or basic vet care. By addressing the root cause, helping owners keep their pets, this shelter reduced surrenders dramatically. The lesson here is clear. Don't rush to fix what's in front of you. Take the time to ask, what's really going on here? When you tackle the deeper issue, you create lasting solutions, not temporary fixes. The Stockdale Paradox. Strength through dual thinking life isn't always smooth sailing. And when challenges hit, how we frame them can make all the difference. This brings us to the Stockdale Paradox, inspired by Admiral James Stockdale, who survived 8 years as a prisoner of war. His secret? Balancing two seemingly opposing ideas. Absolute faith that he'd prevail, and a willingness to confront the brutal reality of his situation. Stockdale observed that prisoners who were overly optimistic often struggled. They kept setting unrealistic expectations like, we'll be out by Christmas, only to have those hopes crushed. Instead, he held on to faith while also preparing for the hard road ahead. This mindset applies to all of us. Whether you're navigating a tough project at work or a personal setback, take a moment to acknowledge the reality of the situation. Then, remind yourself of the bigger picture, that you have what it takes to get through it. Optimism fuels hope, but it's honesty that drives progress. Second-level thinking. Seeing the bigger picture. Here's where clear thinking really shines. It's about looking beyond the obvious. Too often, we fixate on quick wins without considering the ripple effects. This is where second-level thinking comes in. It's the practice of asking, and then what? Imagine you're stressed after a long day, and you grab a chocolate bar for a quick pick-me-up. Problem solved, right? But what happens next? A sugar crash, low energy, maybe some guilt. Second-level thinking forces you to zoom out and see how your choices today create your reality tomorrow. Soren Kierkegaard said it best. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. So, the next time you're about to make a choice, pause and think beyond the immediate. What future are you shaping with this decision? The hidden cost of every decision. Every decision carries a hidden cost. It's called opportunity cost. Simply put, when you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. The problem is, we often focus on what we're gaining and forget to consider what we're giving up. Andrew Carnegie understood this well. When a train wreck blocked the entire rail system, he could have spent days salvaging the cars. Instead, he made a bold choice: burn them and clear the tracks. It wasn't easy, but it freed up the system and minimized overall losses. So, what are the hidden costs in your life? Maybe saying yes to another work project means saying no to family time. Or choosing convenience today might cost you in the long run. The more aware you are of these trade-offs, the better your decisions will be. Every decision we make is a chance to take control of our lives or to let the moment control us. By thinking clearly, defining the real problem, balancing hope with reality, and looking beyond the immediate, we can make choices that truly align with the future we want. So here's my challenge for you. Think about a decision you've been struggling with. Take a moment today to pause, reflect, and ask yourself the deeper questions. What's the real issue here? What's the long-term impact? And most importantly, what matters most to you? If this video sparked some new ways of thinking, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. And if you're ready for more insights to sharpen your mind, hit that like button and subscribe. Remember, great decisions aren't just made, they're crafted with care and intention. See you next time, and until then, keep thinking clearly.